Hi everyone, Tasha here for Paper Sweeties, and today we're going to create a fall themed paper doll card using items from Paper Sweeties. We're going to be using the Sophie stamp and the coordinating die along with this really fun fall stamp set. It's called Give Thanks, and we'll be using one of the sentiments and the little dress. We'll also need some pieces of paper. I'm using a pattern paper, orange and red, and white cardstock. So I did pre-stamp and then pre-cut out the little Sophie image to save on time, but we're going to color her up together. I'm going to start by coloring her skin. I'm going over her face, her neck, her arms, and the bottom portion of her legs, which is the light neutral shade. You can use any color that you wish. I'm just going to color her in quickly. And again, I don't need to color all of her because I am going to layer on that little dress or her little outfit, so we don't have to color her clothing part of the original stamp. Once I was done with the lightest shade, I went over the area on the edges with a darker tone, and then I'm just going to go over and blend it all together. I did leave a little bit of a lightest shade or the lighted area in the center of her face, and I'm just going to blend towards the center. And then for the center, I used the lightest color to give her a highlight. I also added some pink to both of her cheeks before going into coloring her hair. I decided to color her hair. The base is a nice yellow color, and then I went over with a deeper shade of gold. This way she'll have lots of highlights in her hair, and then the colors will kind of pop through with each layer that we add. So I'm just going in with some strokes going up from the bottom, and then I'm going with the flow of the hair because she has that little bow or barrette in her hair. So I want to make it look like the hair was kind of going into the ribbon. And then I went in with some pretty orange. And then lastly, I went in with the darkest shade, a really deep brown color. And then for the brown color, this is the one that you're going to see because it's on top. So I made sure that I took my time and did all the little hairlines. But do you notice that all of those colors still pop through in different areas? I think it looks great because it seems like a light is shining on her hair. And our hair has a whole bunch of different colors in it usually. So this kind of gives it a more natural look. And again, you can use any color combination you want to. Once I was done coloring up Sophie, I went over to my little dress stamped image and then I cut it out with some scissors. This is simple to do. You could cut it out to use the little fringe detail, but I'm going to really customize this outfit. So I did cut off the fringe on the bottom part of the sleeves and the bottom part of the dress, but it's really easy to cut out by hand. After I was done cutting out the dress, I'm going in with some scallop scissors. I have a bunch of different scissors that have shapes on the bottom from my scrapbooking days that I don't use that much, but this is a perfect time to use them. You can add a little scallop detail and cut the dress in half, or you could do this along the bottom to give another look as well. I'm going to color the skirt with a deep brown. I wanted this to be a real fall looking outfit. So instead of going in with a color or a black, I'm going to go with a nice deep brown. And then I'm just going to place it on Sophie so I can kind of position how these two clothing items are going to kind of piece together. Since I did cut the scallop and I wanted the skirt to be a little bit shorter, I just wanted to make sure I had placement. And then once I was done kind of measuring things up, I went in with a bright green marker to color the top and then a darker green marker to go along the edges and that scalloped area so that you could really see those scalloped, that scallop bottom part. And again, just blending everything together once I'm done. I used the same green on her bow and then added the darker green. And then I'm going to also use the lime green on her shoes. And then for the shoe part, there is a pair of shoes that's included in the stamp set, or you can do like I did and just kind of draw them in. So you could make her have boots, which would be really fun as well, or you can just draw some flats on. You can really customize your paper dolls, so make sure that you be creative. You could also give her maybe a baby Jane shoe, which would be really cute as well. To attach my clothing items, I'm just using some liquid adhesive. You could also use score tape or some glue runner. And I'm just going to position the clothing onto Sophie. And I did add the glue, and then I wasn't sure if I was going to need a piece of like foam tape, but really it fit perfectly on flat, even with that extra layer on top of the skirt. I'm just holding it down for a few seconds to make sure that that glue dries. And then I'm going in with a marker. I had to put it a little bit closer so I could see what I was doing. I'm going around the edges of the skirt and just kind of making some pleats or a pleated design along the bottom. Once I was done, it was time to add my little white accents with my gel pen. I added some dots to her eyes and then some highlights to her bow, and then I went in and added some details to her shoes. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the skirt exactly, but I didn't really like it to be a solid brown. So I started going in with my gel pen, and then I was really liking kind of the look of having all the different dots on her skirt. It looks kind of like you had a sparkly skirt on, and it's really pretty. So I went in and did that, and then just added the detail along the top so it looks like it coordinates together. And here's how it looks close up. I think her little outfit looks so cute, and then the lime green color with the deep brown really looks like a fall outfit to me. I also added some little dots to her cheeks just to add that on top of the pink areas. Next, I'm going to go over to my Missy tool, and I'm going to stamp one of the sentiments included in the set, and it's called "May the bounty of the season fill your heart and home." I think it's such a pretty greeting, and you can use this anytime in fall would be perfect, or for a Thanksgiving card. And I just lined up Sophie, so I wasn't really sure where I wanted the sentiment to go, but I decided to stamp it along the bottom. And I'm just using a light tan ink and stamping it 2 times and just making sure I had even pressure. I really like how that greeting looks along the bottom with that color, so I decided to go in with the brighter colors along the edges. I'm going in with a deeper yellow shade and just ink blended around the edge, and then I went in with an orange Distress Oxide ink color and then went around the edge and pulled it into the yellow. So you have kind of like a deep orange, but then you have the yellow and a nice bright center for Sophie. Next, I'm going to go and use some glue runner to attach my layers. I have this really pretty leaf print pattern paper, and then I attached it to a metallic cardstock. Then I'm going to go in and attach that center card we just created to a deep orange piece of paper. And do you see how that orange and then the white or the yellow, all those colors kind of are in that pattern paper in that background? So you get all of the pretty fall colors, and then they all coordinate with Sophie's outfit. Once I was done, I used the same glue runner to just attach it to a simple, this one's actually just a white, kind of a heavyweight cardstock. I think this one was only 80 pound weight. Sometimes I do use thicker cardstock, but this one was a little bit lighter. And then I'm using some foam tape just to attach her to the card. And I'm just cutting it so that I have the piece on her head, her body, the legs, and then I cut a little tiny piece for both of her feet areas. I wanted to make sure she was nice and secure on the card. And it's really easy to do when you add the foam tape. You can just cut it with your scissors to make it fit any stamp you have. And I'm just going to position her the best that I can in the center so she has that cool glowing effect. And here is my completed card. It's quick and easy, and you can also customize these for maybe any season or for someone that you're sending it to. I hope you enjoyed the project. Be sure to check out all the details on the blog post, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.